Yo, what's up everybody? Hey, another video. TJ McClellan, broker, fitness realty. Glad to be here. Glad to be here with you guys. We're starting today. We're talking about listing presentations. Many of you have watched my last listing presentation video, and after I rewatched that video, I definitely felt like there wasn't enough substance in there to get you guys to pass, or not pass, but to win over on a listing. Of course, clients that know you and like you and trust you, they're going to select you anyways. But for the ones that we have to go up against and compete against other realtors, the last video just didn't have enough in there. So I'm actually excited to bring all this material to you, give you some tools, tips, and tricks to hopefully make yourself stand out above the rest of the parties out there, and the rest of the companies. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Alright, so last video I spent a lot of time talking about list reports and seller's net sheets. Those are crucial pieces to this puzzle, but I wanted to actually bring more to this video because the last time I made that, it was probably 2 years ago. So I've been through many more listing appointments and talked with so many more homeowners, and some of them we had to compete for. So hopefully this actually brings a little bit more tools to your toolkit. So this is in no particular order. I tried to make this so that I could just give you a lot of tools, and so that you can utilize these for in any way that you see fit when you go to a listing appointment, because in all reality, every listing appointment's different. So for you to have a set PowerPoint presentation, let's say, they just don't go that way. Your client may not be interested in that, so then it's scrapped. They may not even know technology, so staring at a screen seems retarded to them. So there's a ton of things that I'm going to try to put together here to convey to you to make sure that you're that much better, or that much more prepared. Okay, so first up is discussing the needs of the client, their timeline, their home readiness, and I just threw in reviewing tax records so that you could see what's on there. Reviewing tax records is another video. You guys know how to do that. Just review those before you go to the listing appointment. That way you're knowledgeable about the home. They're not always accurate, so take it with a grain of salt. The topic that I wanted to discuss here is the needs of your client and their timeline, and also home readiness. So the needs of your client, you need to see, do they need to close in 3 weeks? Do they need to close in 5 weeks? Are they looking for a 6-month close because they have a new build? Are they downsizing and moving to Florida in a year, and that's when they want to take advantage of the market? There are a lot of factors that go into that. So ask probing questions to your clients, right? Or your potential clients. You know, that will not only do, or it'll do two things for you. One, you'll get a lot of information from your clients. That's the no-brainer. But number two, when you start asking probing questions that they haven't thought about themselves, you're going to sound more and more like a professional, right? And that's what the goal is here with listing presentations. All right, so talk about that timeline. Talk about the home readiness. I just walked through a home about maybe 2 weeks ago, for another team member's client, and it wasn't ready. But we talked about her timeline, and she needed a quick close, so she needed to get the home ready. And she did a phenomenal job and did all the work in about a week, so that our team member could list the home. Those are the things that make us stand out from the rest of the crowd, right? Or the rest of the new people, or even some of the seasoned realtors, because we can make that connection. So ask about that timeline, get that home readiness checklist, and just kind of talk to them about how to get it ready to put on the market. In the view only drive folder, there is something about, there's a little graphic about giving your client ideas to spruce up the home before they list. And I don't think anything on there costs money. It's just like work. They have to clean, sweep, mop. Oh, sorry. Woo. It's time for puberty. Anyway, okay, so that's enough about that one. But discuss those needs about your client, or for your client. All right, get your CMA ready. Whether that's the cloud CMA or regular CMA, and make sure that it has a seller's net sheet right along with that. That's going to do a really good service for your client because, again, you're going to look like that professional. Number two, sometimes it sets the expectation for your client because they feel like they've put a lot of time and effort into this home and they feel like it's the best thing they've ever had, which is, that might be the case. But when we put it on the market, it loses all that, all those ideas behind it being the best, and it just becomes a commodity. Once it does that, we have to set the expectation for our client of what it's really worth. And a quality CMA done properly will do that. So have the CMA at your disposal. You may or may not need that when you go into the appointment. Detailed information or not detailed, when you're talking to your client, you're going to start discovering how much information they need, and that's how much you're going to deliver to them. So that's up to you to start filling that out. The more conversations you have, the more comfortable you'll feel tackling that idea and tackling the how much information should I just spill onto them. All right, last time I talked about list reports a lot. I'm not even going to pull list reports up. I have found that it's a great tool, but I actually like Home Scout better. Some of the agents on our team still prefer list reports. That's fine. It is a good tool. I just find Home Scout to be better. Now, the reason I bring up Home Scout is so that you can get your clients onto Home Scout. Oh, I forgot to be going along with this, so my apologies. The Cloud CMA screen looks like this when you go there. So you guys know how to do Cloud CMA. There's another video about it. Okay, the reason I bring up Home Scout is because I like to tell my clients that we're going to get their home listed on the MLS and it will go to thousands of websites. But the one that it will go to for sure is called Home Scout. And more people are using Home Scout because it gives more information than the MLS does. Home Scout rips all of the information from the MLS, but it also gives us some fringe benefit information. And that's the stuff your clients want to see. And that's the stuff that buyers want to see. And so you're going to get it onto Home Scout, which gives them access to see what schools are nearby, what shopping is nearby, entertainment, restaurants, active life, convenience, health, and living costs. So you can let your sellers know that you have this tool and you are actively seeking to get it onto Home Scout so that you can have the most exposure, and the buyers that see this home get the most fringe information. So it's huge. But if you have a client that really needs to hear all this stuff that you do, this is a great tool to show them. And you don't even have to necessarily show it for their home at that time because you don't have it listed yet, but you can show other homes and show them how cool this tool is. All right, so that's Home Scout. Let's go back to our slide. There is a Home Scout video. I can get you guys on Home Scout. Josh Metal or Vicky Blackie does that for us. All right, let's talk about Virtuance. So Virtuance is the company that I like to have shoot all of our pictures. Their login wasn't working here just a second ago, so their server must be down. So that's not gonna work. Anyway, Virtuance, if I could log in, I'd show you how cool the tours are that Virtuance shoots for us. If you guys need to, you can see it on Facebook, or I'll link one to you, just ask me. But Virtuance shoots our pictures and they're super fast, super efficient, and they only cost you about $150. And what's nice is I like to tell my clients that I have a professional company shooting our pictures, and that's no cost to them. All they have to say is, yep, I want to use you. Boom, I get their pictures done. I just take on that risk, not risk, but I'm taking on that cost. My clients love that, especially when the pictures turn out so good and they realize that their home looks very unique and it looks great. So that's a service that you're bringing to them, right? So in the more value we can bring, that's the more opportunity that we have to get selected by that client. All right, enough about Virtuance. All right, commission negotiation. You guys have all the tools necessary to make sure that you are negotiating your own commission. There are times where you're going to have to work for less. maybe the client just doesn't have enough equity to pay you a full 6 or 3% or whatever we determine. You guys have flexibility to determine that for yourselves. Now, I want you to work for as much as you can work for, but if you need to beat out another company, commission negotiation is a key piece that you could do. You have to determine for yourself how little you want to work for. So enough about commission negotiation. I just wanted to touch base on it, that you have flexibility there. All right, social media insight. Let's jump over to this. Last month we had 11,500 people reached with our posts. So the nice part is we have more traffic coming to our social media than the same size brokerage firms, because we just have better content. It's more fun, it's more entertaining, and that's a key piece that you can tell your sellers is, hey, I'm going to get you on our social media platform, and we're bringing in more traffic than other companies of our same size, and some of the bigger ones, we're bringing in more traffic. And your sellers just want to hear you're going to be able to get the home sold. This is one of those pieces. Excuse me. Ooh, got the coronavirus. Just kidding. All right, Instagram, we have 5,700 followers, which if you go on to other real estate companies, they just don't have a lot. And that's really because our message is more entertaining. We do post a lot of real estate stuff in here, but you'll see I post a lot of other things just to make it fun. All right, so that's social media. If you have a client that's younger, they're probably interested in that social media piece, and they're interested to hear that you have more people seeing their posts, right? All right, MLS Insights. This was the house that our team member just put up, Lyndon. Congrats to you, by the way. This thing had 21,000 views on the MLS just by itself, not all the thousands of websites that it went out to, but just on the MLS, 21,000 views, and he listed it on, I think it was Monday. So from Monday to Saturday, 21,000 views, which is incredible. But the nice part is the way we get pictures shot from Virtuance, we get more views because more people are just interested in seeing how beautiful the pictures are. So that Virtuance piece helps you get more views on everything. All right, but you can just tell people that on the MLS, we're getting a lot of traffic. So that's just another piece, another tool you can just pull out of your pocket and say, yep, we're going to get more and more traffic for you. And that's the name of the game. Okay, if by the end of this they still need more convincing, the past performance of our team and the broker, just me, we sell every house in the first weekend, if not in the first week, except for one. The last one of the ones that I've had on the listing side, it was over $100,000, price too high, so of course it didn't move. But when I get to price it accurately, we move it in the first weekend. So if you're brand new, you can piggyback off of that, right? Tell people that you're on a team and you have a broker that sells every house in the weekend. That's huge. They want the house sold. They want to feel like they're moving forward. We know how to get that done. Okay, so you can just piggyback on what I've done. Okay. All right, those are the topics about listing presentation. Hopefully I've given you much more, or many much moosin'. Just kidding. Hopefully I've given you a lot more tools to your toolkit so that you can feel comfortable going into a listing presentation and just crushing it. Now, that takes time and skill and having those conversations. So these are the backbones, but you have to go out there and keep developing that. Right? Meet with people. Just talk about, hey, if you were to list your house tomorrow, what things would you be interested in a realtor being able to do? They're going to tell you. And then try to mirror those up with some of the tools that I've already spoke about and have those tools in your toolkit. Okay, well, without going on too much more, thank you guys for watching. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited that all these videos are coming out and having good sound quality. So if you have any questions about listing presentations or how to put something together, let me know, because these tools are meant so that you can make your own presentation. All right. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.